Hi again, folks. Welcome to the Sabre Zone. This is the video on the channel that always discusses what you guys had to say and how you said it. So let me get the clip up there. And okay, here we go. The shout out goes to James Miller. He goes, that's a really good chart. That's about my how many 23 and unders we have for opening season next year projected. Okay, half of our team will be 23 or younger next year. Wow, Tage and Tuck aren't that old either. No, they're not. There's also an outside chance that our draft pick could make the team too. We need to sprinkle in some grizzled veterans in free agency to round out this team. Yep, absolutely. And this is why, guys, when I talk about, God, why is it so damn hot around here today? When I talk about getting to the end of the year is huge this year, guys. We can't screw this one up. We can't just do the young thing only. No, what James says is right. We've got to bring in some veterans. We need to get in, I think we need to bring in one forward, one defenseman, and a goalie. I think we need all three. I don't think we're just not one or two. I think we need to bring three players that might cost the team $15 million to do it. But what a difference next year could be. It could be. Like, I think when you got all these youngsters coming in and you get these guys, lock them in for a few years. I can handle the 33-year-old, in that area if it's for 2 years. If we get a few guys locked in just for a few years to help mentor and develop and help make a playoff push next year. I still have my hopes for that. I have to, right? So if we could do that, if we could get the proper guys, not just fillers, we're always doing the fillers thing. No. And Adams can't use the cop-out of saying, well, we want guys who want to play here. Stop with that, okay? We do have guys that want to play here. But we need to have veterans that are willing to sign here. Forget wanting to play here. They'll play here for 2 years, then they'll decide if they want to play here. They're veterans. That's the way veterans are. They're going to play out their contract and then they're going to decide on their future themselves. A lot of guys play in cities, they love playing there, but they leave because of contract disputes, right? Pekka's one of them. So it doesn't really matter if they want to play here. What's important is they sign here. I don't care if they want to play here. Get them on paper to sign the damn thing. And if we can land some guys that way and get some veterans in that locker room, I prefer guys with Stanley Cup rings. I want to add in, though. I do. If we can get guys that have Stanley Cup rings, get them over here, wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt. If anything, it'll give the team a whole different dimension next year, a whole different feel, and it'll take so much stress off the kids. We don't want the kids having to feel the stress that a 30-year-old's supposed to feel. It doesn't make for a smart future. It's going to backfire. And this is what I think we did wrong with Jack. To Jack's defense that way. I mean, we put everything on his plate when he was 21, 22? God, no. So he was too young to be captain. We made that mistake. And now we have a captain, which for those of you that haven't caught on, his name is Alex Tuck. And he's going to be our captain and I don't know, soon enough. And it doesn't hurt to get some veteran leadership there, though. Not guys in our long-term plans, but guys that can come in and take a lot of pressure off the kids, get paid well for doing it, and be very professional, and the kids will watch them how they are professionally and see that. And that's something I think we have to look at this offseason. Absolutely. We have to get some real, and if like James is saying, grizzled veterans would be preferable, I think it's the only way. When you're still in this league and you're like in your 30s, yeah, you got some grit to you, because you're not dead. So you got some grit to you. But I think if we got some guys that had some edge, like James is saying, yeah. And I think, James, we can get some of those guys not as our main pieces, as complementary to the other ones, you know what I mean? And we can get some of those guys $1.5 million each or something, or $2 million, you know, we could do that. Don't forget, a lot's coming off our cap next year. A lot's coming off too. It's not just we have cap space open, we have a lot of opening coming up. And don't re-sign some of these guys, please. I'll start with Cody Eakin. Don't re-sign these guys. Move them. Like, we got to stop with that. Just saying, okay, he wants to play here, so let's give him a contract. No, God. Let's get some new faces in here. And yes, I know we do that a lot every year. I do. But this time around, let's get it right. You know, I like Hinostroza, so this isn't a shot at Hinostroza, but why are we signing Hinostroza when we could have got Reeves? I don't understand. If Reeves was available, somehow, some way, shouldn't Adams have known and maybe got him in our lineup to protect some of our young kids? I don't know. I think it would have made much more sense for me. I don't get why that has not been addressed. So I'm willing to bet, okay, that, well, I don't know if I'd bet. But anyway, I think there is going to be a good chance that Adams knows this. He can't be that stupid not to know that we need some tough on this team. And they don't have to be fighters. You know, we got a few guys willing to drop the gloves we seen yesterday in that game. But I would like to see some guys that have an edge, guys that are going to whack you in the back of the leg when the ref's not looking, things like that. It's just guys that are going to piss you off, get you off your game, go by your bench, throw their mouth at you. You know, keep your head down. They're gonna knock you on your ass. Things like that. You know, like we want to get players like that. We want to get some. We got to get more mean. We do, and I've been going on about that for a while, and I think we're going to address it to a degree this year. I'm worried because if we don't this off season, I'm probably going to have rant videos all summer if we don't do nothing that way. We have to do something that way. We lack big time in the tough department. And the guys showed some tough yesterday. It's there. There's some, but it's not enough. Vegas isn't exactly a tough team. They're not. You know, they were more tough in their first year than now. They're just not a mean, tough team. So I would say, you know, if we're going to go that route and get some veterans, yes, like James is saying, I think going and getting the Grizzly veterans, these guys that, you know, they're just angry. They're just angry. And it's how they stick around in the league. They just got a chip on their shoulder, and, you know, teams are like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. You know, guys like that. If we can get guys like that, get a few, and try to get a, you know, high end of each if we can. I know that's really a long shot, getting like a high end forward defenseman and a goalie. That's, nobody does that. But if we could get 2 out of 3, because some guys know, let's face it, guys like James has talked about, some of those guys know and are going to need jobs. There will be some we'll have to look at. And we should be really considering it right now, like at the deadline. Deadline's around the corner, guys. I'll be doing a video on that soon. We've got to think about doing this soon. I wouldn't wait till July. I would do it right at the deadline if we could. But I don't know. I got a feeling it will be in free agency when we do all, you know, piece it together and all that stuff. So, but if we could get somebody at the deadline that makes sense like that, just not a big contract. We have cap space. So if we could get some, or 1 or 2 contracts that make sense, and not because we're making a run of any sorts, but for next year, and get them on the team now and get them introduced to the community and all this stuff, you know, get it done ahead of time. Take care of business ahead of time. I hate how we just drag things, God. So we'll see. Maybe this is what Adams needed to see yesterday, was a game like that. Might have gave him some momentum to get on that phone and start making calls. And, you know, I would have been making changes already on the team. Some, not a ton, but some. I would have been making some that make sense if we can. So that's why I'm hoping. So yes, James, good topic there, because yes, let's get a little mean. Let's get some vets, and let's get this team going with all this young studs we got, because the future looks really bright. And, you know, after last night, my God, it's like, you know, I'm excited for next year just from that one game, you know, like you've seen signs yesterday, what could be happening soon enough. So we'll leave it there. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one. And I'll be talking to you. I'll be talking to you earlier tomorrow. That's for sure. See you then.